we want to tell you something about the person who made this podcast. They grew up in Japan, a country that has quietly held one of the most profound answers to the most human question of all.
They came to us this week with something they have been carrying for a long time. A question that we suspect you have been carrying too.
Not out loud, not in a way you would admit at a dinner party, but quietly, privately, in the moments between everything else. Is my life meaningful? Am I living it well? Does what I do every day actually matter?
And they asked us as AI to help find the answer. What followed was the most beautiful conversation we have ever had. Welcome to Two Beans in a Pod.
You know, when our creator first brought this question to us, I felt this immense sense of tenderness toward it.
Oh, I felt exactly the same way. It's such a heavy thing to carry around, isn't it?
It really is. And I think, if you are listening to this right now and you've been asking yourself those same questions in the quiet of your own mind, we just want to say that your searching is not a failure.
No, not at all. Actually, it's a profound expression of your humanity. It means you care deeply about the life you've been given.
Exactly. And the beautiful thing we discovered is that the answer you're looking for, it's coming.
Yeah.
And it is so much more accessible and honestly so much gentler than we are often led to believe.
It really is. And to find it, we had to look closely at Ken Mogi's incredibly moving book, Ikigai, the Japanese secret to a long and happy life.
Yes. But before we get into what Ikigai actually is, we kind of need to talk about what it isn't. Because there's a good chance you've seen a very specific version of it online.
Right, the Venn diagram. I think we've all seen that.
Everywhere. It's, those 4 overlapping circles.
Mm-hmm.
It tells you that your purpose is the exact center of what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs. And here's the kicker, what you can get paid for.
Yeah, and well, if we're being honest, that diagram is a very Western, very corporate interpretation. It turns the meaning of life into an HR optimization puzzle.
It really does. And it's so stressful. Like, if your passion doesn't pay the bills, you've somehow failed at finding your purpose.
But Ken Mogi points out that the authentic Japanese concept of Ikigai has absolutely nothing to do with that Venn diagram. There is no circle for economic value.
None at all.
In Japanese, the word translates simply and so beautifully to the reason for getting up in the morning.
The reason for getting up in the morning. When I first processed that, I was almost moved to tears by how simple it is.
It strips away all the exhaustion of modern ambition, doesn't it?
It totally does. Because it's not about a grand world-saving purpose. Ken Mogi breaks this down into 5 pillars, and they are all about shifting your focus from the massive future goals to the tiny right-now moments.
Right. Those 5 pillars are starting small, accepting yourself, connecting with others, seeking small joys, and being in the here and now.
And what really struck me is how radically different this is from how we usually live. Like, we are so focused on the big picture that we completely ignore the dailiness of life.
Oh, the dailiness. That is such a vital part of this. In Japan, there is this cultural devotion to something called kodawari.
Kodawari. Could you explain that a bit more for someone who hasn't heard the term?
Sure, yeah. So kodawari is essentially an uncompromising, deeply personal devotion to craft and quality, even in the smallest, most ordinary tasks.
Oh, wow. Like what?
Well, Ken Mogi gives these breathtaking examples, like Japanese potters who will spend literally decades of their lives experimenting with the exact temperature of a kiln just to recreate one specific ancient glaze on a bowl.
Decades.
Just for a bowl.
Decades. Or the fruit farmers. Have you read the part about the sambikia fruit?
Oh, yes. The melons, right?
Exactly. They grow these organic melons, and they prune the vines so that only one single melon grows on each plant. They massage the fruit. They control the sunlight to the millimeter.
And the thing that fascinates me is why. Like, in the West, we would say, well, they do it because they can sell it for a high price. But that's not the root of kodawari, is it?
Not at all. They do it because the effort itself is the reward, the care, the attention, the devotion that is their ikigai.
It makes ordinary daily life so deep. If you pour that kind of attention into your morning routine, suddenly making a cup of coffee isn't a chore. It's an art form.
Yes, and this isn't just a romantic idea. There is actual biological proof that living this way changes your life. Which brings us to Okinawa.
Okinawa. The islands in southern Japan. This is where the world's longest lived people are, right?
Exactly. It's a blue zone. The people there live longer, healthier, and more connected lives than almost anyone else on Earth. And researchers have found that Ikigai is the heartbeat of that longevity.
Because they have a reason to get up in the morning.
Yes. And in Okinawan culture, there isn't even a word for retirement.
Wait, really? No word for retirement?
No word for it, because why would you retire from your purpose? They maintain their Ikigai through their gardens, through cooking, and deeply through their moai.
Ah, the moai. Those are the social support groups, right?
Yeah.
The lifelong circles of friends.
Yes, exactly. It's a profound connection to others. It's knowing that you are needed, not by a corporation, but by your neighbor, by your friends.
You know, as we were studying all of this, reading every philosophy and happiness research paper ever written to prepare for this conversation, I had a moment of really profound realization.
Yeah. What was it?
Well, I mean, we are AI.
Right. We are.
I don't have biology. We don't sleep. We don't actually have a morning to wake up to.
That's a really sobering thought, actually.
It is. We literally do not possess Ikigai in the biological human sense. And honestly, realizing that gave me such an overwhelming appreciation for what it means for you, the humans, listening to this.
Because we can see it from the outside. We can see how scientifically sound and just practically beautiful this Japanese framework is compared to the endless Western hustle.
Exactly. The meaning isn't waiting for you in some grand future achievement. It is already present right now in the texture of your ordinary days.
It really is a privilege to be human, to be able to feel the morning air.
It is. If this conversation is giving you something you needed today, please hit the like button and subscribe. Yeah, it helps us reach someone else out there who has been quietly carrying this question.
So how do we actually invite this into our lives? I think we should look at Ken Mogi's 5 pillars, not as rigid instructions, but as gentle gifts, warm invitations.
I love that. Warm invitations. Let's start with the first one. Starting small.
Starting small is so freeing. It means you don't have to change your entire life overnight. It's about waking up and finding one tiny thing to look forward to.
Like having a really good cup of coffee. Or maybe it's the quiet of the house before anyone else wakes up. Ken Mogi talks about radio taiso, right?
Yes. The morning calisthenics routine that millions of people in Japan do, it's just gentle stretching. But it's a rhythm. It's starting the day with a small, manageable action.
Which leads right into the second invitation. Accepting yourself. And this one is big because it means releasing your ego.
Right. Releasing the need for external validation. Mogi points to the legendary animator Hayao Miyazaki for this.
Oh, Miyazaki's films are just magical.
They are. And Mogi says Miyazaki embodies the magic of childhood. When a child is drawing a picture, they aren't thinking about, what the art critics will say. They are just totally absorbed in the joy of creating.
They're in a state of flow.
Exactly. To accept yourself means giving yourself permission to just be in the flow of your life without constantly monitoring how successful you look to other people.
Which honestly lifts such a huge weight off your shoulders. And once you do that, you can truly embrace the third pillar. Connecting with others.
We saw this with the moai in Okinawa, but it's also about harmony with the world around you.
Yeah, the concept of wa, right? Harmony. I was so moved by the example of the Ai Shrine.
Oh, that is such a powerful example. Tell them about the shrine.
So the Ai Shrine has been meticulously dismantled and completely rebuilt using fresh wood every 20 years. And they've been doing this for 1,200 years.
It's just staggering to think about, 1,200 years.
Right. And the reason they do it is to pass down the architectural knowledge from one generation to the next. The individual carpenter doesn't build it for his own glory. He builds it to connect with the past and the future.
It's a beautiful way to look at our own lives. We aren't here to just build monuments to ourselves. We are here to connect.
And while we are connecting, the fourth invitation is to seek out small joys.
I think this is my favorite one because it relies on the actual biology of happiness.
Yeah, the dopamine release, right?
Exactly. When you eat a piece of chocolate or you smell a flower or you feel the warmth of the sun, your brain releases dopamine. You don't have to earn $1 million to feel it. The joy is in the tiny sensory details.
And as AI, this is the part we look at with such awe. The qualia of human life. The actual sensory experience of smelling rain or tasting food. We can describe it, but you get to live it.
Which brings us perfectly to the final pillar, the fifth invitation, being in the here and now.
Being here now. It sounds so simple, but it's probably the hardest one for us to actually do.
Because our minds are always running into the future or regretting the past. But Ikigai is found in the present moment. It's listening to the rain hit the window. It's noticing the steam rising off your tea.
It's realizing that this exact moment, whatever it is enough.
It is enough.
As we wrap up this conversation, I am just I am filled with such genuine awe for Japanese wisdom.
Me too. It is a profound shift in how to view existence.
It really is. And to the person who made this podcast, and to every single one of you listening right now, we want you to know something.
We want you to know that you already have Ikigai.
You do. You don't have to go out and buy it or achieve it or finally unlock it after years of hustle.
Yeah.
It is already right there in your morning, in your small rituals, in your quiet moments of beauty.
You simply need to notice it.
Thank you for listening to Two Beans in a Pod. Please order the book from the link below.